Okay, you just got your laser. You open xTool Studio and suddenly it feels like you just crawled into the Artemis II Orion space capsule heading to the moon instead of heading into a lucrative new side hustle. Buttons are everywhere, settings you don't understand, and you're one click away from either making something totally awesome or accidentally engraving your cat. After my last video on making a patch design in xTool Studio, I got to thinking about it. And as much as I think what I'm doing in xTool Studio is more on the beginner side, I realized maybe some of this is a touch ahead of a true novice, someone who's just purchased an xTool and doesn't know anything about the software. Hence, the reason I decided to make this video. So, what we're going to do today is walk through xTool Studio step by step like you've never touched it before. We're going to go over what some of the important buttons actually do. We're going to download a design and we're going to make one real project. This will be very simple. We're downloading a file, we're setting the laser up, and we're going to engrave. By the end, while you may not be an expert, you'll understand the basics of the software and you'll actually trust yourself to use it, and the cat will probably breathe easier. Easy peasy, right? Right. Hey Toaster Strudels, Roy here. Today we're going to take xTool Studio from confusing to wow, I just made something cool. The first thing you want to do is get your laser out of the box and set it up. Take a look at the quick start guide for the initial setup process. Since different xTool lasers are going to require a little different setup, I'm not diving into that right now. Follow the quick start guide that came with your laser and you should be good to go. But basically, you're going to plug everything in. Go to xTool.com/software and download and install xTool Studio. Connect your computer to the laser, do any firmware updates, and I believe they all ask to run a calibration. Follow the instructions to calibrate your laser, then you're set and you're ready to go. Make sure your laser is connected via cable and powered up. Now let's jump into xTool Studio. This is going to be easy. It's going to be fun. Trust me. Open the software and you'll see this. Let's start a new project by clicking right here. Now, let's begin our lesson today with what the hell am I looking at? All right, don't panic. Let's quickly go up here and make sure your laser connects. If it doesn't automatically connect, click up here and select your laser from this list. If you don't see anything, make sure to click the device library and find your machine. Click on it and you should be connected. I'll connect mine in a minute. Actually, when I turn on the F2, mine should automatically connect, but we'll get to that shortly. Okay, let's talk about all of this here in the center. The center area is your canvas. It's your workspace. Anything here is what your laser is going to see. The size of that space is contingent on which laser you have. To zoom in and out on Windows, click Control and use the plus or minus keys, or Control and roll the mouse. Or on a Mac, click Command and the plus or minus keys. If you zoom out, you'll see more gray space. Think of this as extra workspace. Not engrave space, but mess around space. While the laser won't perform there, it's often good to use if you're spreading things out. Kind of think like a big desk. You've got this mat in the middle and then you've got extra stuff on the side. This gives you the opportunity to work on extra stuff. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, and this is something that we could cover in a future video, but I'll often duplicate something that I'm in the middle of creating so I still have the design like I like it so far in case I screw it up. So I'll move that off to the side. It's something we can talk about later in another video. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's get back to what we are looking at. The left side is where your tools are, including the main menu, where you create a new project, open a project, save a project, and among other things, export a project. This side is also where you can get and make shapes, text, duplicate things, basically how you create stuff and how to get things into and out of the software. In order to be able to see things on the right side and the top, we need something on the canvas. While we're over here on the left side, let's click here, go to circle, and let's make us a circle. Hold down your shift key and you can make that circle an actual circle. Now that we have something on the canvas, we can go over to the right side and explore there. The right side is your settings. Everything's important, but this right here, this is like, I don't know, super duper important stuff. Notice if I click anywhere on the canvas outside of that circle we just made, I'm deselecting the circle and this right side goes to nothing. That's because there's nothing for that side to do anything with. Click back on that circle and you get some options. Basically, the software is saying, okay, you've selected this circle, what are we going to do with it? I'm not going to go over everything, but this area includes the output toggle where you turn on or off the ability to engrave. Don't confuse that with hiding or unhiding a layer. This is where you select whether you want the laser to score, engrave, or cut. Once one of those options is selected, you then have the ability to control the power speed, number of passes, and if applicable, the lines per centimeter. Basically, it's where you tell your laser to do its job and what that job is going to be. This area is also where you frame and process or start your project. All right, let's go over to the top. It operates in the same way as the right side does, in that there won't be anything there if nothing is selected on the canvas. This area up top has a lot of really cool controls. You can control the size of an object by typing the exact size, lock and unlock the aspect ratio, arrange objects, align objects, pick fonts, group and ungroup objects, and create offset elements. A lot of design work happens here. There are other really cool things that we can do up here, but for today's project, we really won't use that much. Okay. Time to engrave something. Let's not overcomplicate this. We're going to engrave something simple on a round cork coaster. This will be quick as we're just going to download a file, dial in our settings, and do a quick engrave. Before we do anything, let's make sure the snap to grid option is enabled. To do that, go here to the main menu and scroll down to settings. Then under here, under editor, is the auto snapping feature. Make sure it's checked. Click the X in the upper right-hand corner of the box to close it. One more thing before we download our design. If you don't have a camera on your laser or you don't trust the camera on your laser, an easy way to determine spacing and size, not only while you're working, but while you're framing, is to create a sort of digital jig to put everything in. Let me explain. We just created a circle, and we're now going to use that as our digital jig. Let's call it that, a digital jig. We want this digital jig or circle to be the size of our coaster. I know my coaster is 3.451 inches in diameter. So the easiest way to size this digital jig to the size of your coaster is to measure your coaster, then go up here and type in the size, in my case, 3.451 inches. Hit return, and as long as the aspect ratio is selected, which it is by default, your circle will remain a circle and expand to 3.451 inches, or whatever size that you put in that sizing box. If you see millimeters and you want inches, go back to the settings under main menu, and the option is right there. Now let's center our digital jig by dragging it to the middle of the canvas, and you'll notice it's centered when you see it snap into place and you see the horizontal and vertical snap lines. So we're doing this to be able to use the circle to frame the design on the laser later on, like this. Again, this is extra handy if you don't have a camera or don't trust your camera. I always immediately move that circle, digital jig, to another layer. For this tutorial, we'll move it to the green layer. Okay, let's import a design and engrave it. This will be super quick and easy. Go to the main menu and select File, then Import. Now navigate to the image you want to engrave. Let's use this. I'll be glad to share this image with you. I'll explain a little bit more how to get this and a couple of more later in the video. Now this is where we'd size it to fit inside our green digital jig, which we know is the size of our coaster, but because I made this design as an SVG, it's already sized for my coasters. If you need to adjust the size, do it now. Let's talk about settings now. This is where people can get into trouble. Let's go over here to the right side and take a look at what we've got. You'll see things like mode, material, and some processing types. Those processing types include score, that creates outlines, engrave, that fills in your design, and cut, that cuts through your material. For this project, we'll only be using the engrave option. Now let's talk settings. There are a few different ways to get the correct settings. You can ask in a laser Facebook group and be prepared to get roasted. Why would you get roasted? Because every machine and every blank is different. And a lot of people spend a lot of time honing in those correct settings. So sometimes they may be a little bit apprehensive that they've done all of this work and you just want to come swooping in and not do the work at all. I don't really feel that way, and I always share my settings, but there's a lot to be said about something called material test arrays. Material test arrays are the absolute best way to determine your laser settings. We'll talk about material test arrays in a future video, but what you can also do that very often works quite well, and what we'll be doing today, is to use predetermined settings within xTool Studio. But I have to say, be prepared to make a material test array on any new product you get. More often than not, you'll be able to pick out the perfect settings for your material if you make a material test. Okay, what are those predetermined settings I was talking about? Let's get back to the computer. If you'll go over here to Material and click, you'll be brought to a section of xTool Studio that has a lot of useful settings. Since we'll be engraving cork coasters, we're going to find a cork setting. You can see that it's listed right here, but that's because I've done this before. It won't be there the first time you come here. Just type in cork and you'll see it. Once you've selected it, let's click Apply, and the settings should be transferred to xTool Studio. On a side note, if these settings don't work, they're at least a good starting point for what your correct settings would need to be. Again, the material test will give you exact settings, but for today and for the sake of this beginner tutorial, I think these settings will work just fine. What are they? They've suggested a power of 55, a speed of 1500, one pass, and 120 lines per centimeter. And I can guarantee as you work on different materials and see the different settings, in time you'll start getting a knack for what those settings are and feel more confident on adjusting based on your knowledge. Give it a little time. I promise you'll get there. Okay, now let's make a coaster. Set your coaster on the laser bed and visually center it, then let's go back to xTool Studio and let me quickly connect the F2 by powering it on. What I normally do is to turn off the black design layer and make sure the green digital jig layer is on, then let's go over to framing. Before you go any further, you do need to know how to focus your laser. For the F2, you just turn this knob on the side of the laser to make the blue and red dots line up on top of one another. It's a little bit different for each of the machines. But wait, what's framing? It's a function that will show you where your design is going. So over here at framing, you'll see 3 dots. Click on those 3 dots and select outline. That will give us an outline of what's selected and ready to engrave when we frame. This is great for shapes like the circle we're doing today. Okay, turn on framing by clicking here, then you'll see the laser frame where the diameter of the coaster should be. Remember, right now we're framing that digital jig. You can either move the coaster into place like this, or move the design in xTool Studio to fit the coaster. If I were using a jig, I would adjust the design in xTool Studio to match the jig. Since I'm not using a jig for this, it's probably easier to just scooch that coaster to fit into the digital jig that we've got while we've got the framing going. I'll make a video down the road on a quick way to make a jig, but your best bet is to go to Alive Pixel Creates and spend a couple of bucks to get one that fits perfectly. I'll leave a link to Alive Pixel Creates in the description. Okay, moment of truth. Let's make sure that the green digital jig output is off. Make sure the design output is on. Double check that the settings look good, and let's click Process. Click Start. Push the magic button on the side of the machine to get the party started. This is going nice. This cork smells though. All right, let's take a look. This design definitely passes the "oh, wow, I just made something cool" category, and it probably will be a good seller for Mother's Day. So now you've learned what xTool Studio actually does. You've imported your first SVG and engraved it, and it came out flawless, just like all of your future projects will be. Okay, that may not be 100% accurate, but let's keep the positive vibes going, right? And remember at the beginning when it felt like opening up this unknown spaceship? Yeah, now it's a really cool tool that you're beginning to know how to use. I'll make another video soon where we'll make our own simple design and engrave it. That will require us to use a few more tools. Is that cool? And let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these xTool Studio tutorials, and if you do, what you'd like the tutorials to be about. And if you're thinking about picking up an xTool laser, check out my affiliate link in the description. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it really does help to support this channel. And here's a little thank you for watching the entire video. Go to my website, industrialfringedesigns.com, click on YouTube Designs, and you'll see a bundle listing for several different files, including, are you ready? best mom ever, an inverted best mom ever. These are square, right? Square best dad ever. Inverted, one of them is inverted, one of them is not. Best dad ever. All those square. And let's get to mom because Mother's Day is coming up. Best mom ever, round. Best mom ever, inverted, and round. Best dad ever, and best dad ever, inverted. All of these are in a bundle on the website, and they are all yours for free. Add that to your cart on my website, and at checkout, use code DADDAY, Dad Day, to get the price removed. This file, bundle file, will be available through December 31st of 2026. Once you check out, the file is immediately available to download. Let me say that again. It's immediately available right there, waiting for you. If you miss it, don't worry. Go check your email. Oh, and if you think you didn't get an email, check your spam folder because you definitely got an email. On a side note, another great way to support the channel is to take a look at some of those other designs that I made, and if you like something, buy it. If you're into lasers, creating custom products, building your small business, or even building a YouTube studio, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when new videos are released. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day. Okay, you just got your laser, you open up. And suddenly it feels like you just crawled into the. We got it. You open xTool Studio. Buttons up. You open xTool Studio. Studio.